In this video, we're going to finish up page 2 of the Order of Operations worksheet. I'm not going to do all of these. I will show the solutions after though, but I'll just do a few select problems for videos. So I'm looking at this. I think I'll do a fraction one. So I'll do number 8 as an example. And again, you can pause and try it on your own and then look after. I will do this fraction one right here, number 14. Looks like a good one. And I think this one's pretty sticky, number 12. Okay, the rest of them I'll write up solutions for you. So for number 8, we want to work within the grouping symbols first. So we're going to do the numerator and the denominator kind of separately and carry it down, because remember those act as grouping symbols even though there's nothing in there. So if you were typing this in on a calculator, you would need to like kind of add them in. Okay. So we're going to start working just left to right. Write it out down here. So we would do 4 times 12 would be our 48. And then divided by the 6 times the 8. Remember, just holding one number, it just means multiply. I'm going to do some on the bottom now too. So 3 squared would take precedence. So that would be 9 minus 24 divided by 8. And then sometimes for these, I kind of like to just go across a little bit here. So draw my line, and then I'm going to do 48 divided by 6 will give me the 8, and then times 8. And then 9 minus 24 divided by 8, I just carry over the 9 and do the subtract, and do 24 divided by 8 gives me 3. Now I would get 64 in my numerator and 6 in my denominator. And then I would reduce this fraction or simplify by dividing top and bottom by 2, which is the greatest common factor. And then that gives me 32 over 3, and we want to leave it like that as a reduced improper fraction, because remember, no decimals, mixed numbers, and things. Mixed number doesn't mean it's simplified. Simplify means to reduce so that there's no common factors to the numerator or denominator. It's also referred to as lowest terms. So the next example we're going to look at is number 12. So this one has quite a bit of steps. So we're going to start from the innermost here, which would be right here where I have that 4 minus 1 cubed, and then everything else has to carry down. So I would have 4 squared plus, now these are braces here, so another form of grouping symbols, brace, and then 6 divided by 3 plus bracket 8 times 4 divided by 2 times 2, and then complete what's in those parentheses there. The 1 cubed is just 1, so I can kind of do that in my head. 4 minus 1 would be 3, and then end bracket all squared for that. And then don't forget the brace on the very end. So the next step, again, I'm just going to write everything down, carry it down till I get inside the grouping symbols. Then I'm going to work inside here. So I have a lot going on. One thing to note, again, don't jump to the parentheses there. That's just going to really mean I can actually just rewrite that as times 3. Might look a little bit better, and you'll be less likely to make an error with that. Okay, so now we're going to go over here and work on the 8 times 4 would be 32, then divided by 2 times 2 times 3 squared. And then again, bring things down. And then I have, and at any point I can change brackets to parentheses because they're easier to write. 32 divided by 2 would be 16 times the 2 times the 3 squared. And then 4 squared plus 6 divided by 3 plus the 16 times the 2 is 32. And then I could actually just kind of keep going there and times by the 3 and get 96. Oops. 96 squared. Now you can do this out on a calculator. That's totally fine. I would. You don't have to do it out longhand or anything. So 96 squared comes out to be, let's just double check. I'm just going to use the Desmos calculator, the scientific calculator, not the graphing calculator. And I can just pop it right in here, 96 squared, and then enter, and I get 9,216. Okay, so now I'm going to work on the rest of the parentheses here, grouping symbols. And I would get 6 divided by 3 would be 2, and then plus 9,216. So that's going to be 9,218. Add that to my 16 here. 4 squared is 16 plus 9,218. And the answer comes out to be 9,234. And you could put a comma in there. For 4-digit numbers, commas are optional. So for number 14, we're going to work through some fractions here. Now remember this parentheses here, it just means multiply. So I can actually write this as 4/5 times 15/16 like that, and then divided by the 1/2 cubed is going to be 1/8. So I do 1 cubed and then 2 cubed on the bottom. And now I need to, I'm going to go crossways on this one. I can multiply, but I can also, what I can do here is change this division to multiply by the reciprocal. So that way I can reduce as I go with any numerator, with any denominator, and I can skip over if I want to, because multiplication now is commutative. So I can go any direction, I can do anything for second, it doesn't matter. So if I look at this, it's easy for me to do 4 into 4 is 1, 4 into 16 is 4, 5 into 5 is 1, 5 into 15 is 3. Then I can't use the 16 again, but the 4 isn't crossed out. So I can go ahead and do the 4 with the 8. So I could do 4 into 4 is 1, 4 into 8 is 2. So now I'm going to multiply across the tops and across the bottoms. I end up with just 1. So I get my final answer here. I get 1 times 3 times 2 is going to be 6. And that is it for the examples. I'm going to first write out for the answers for the ones I'm leaving blank, and then I'll put the solutions up and show those so you can look. I'll leave a pause in the middle, I'll leave some time in the middle, so if you don't want to see the solutions too quick. Okay, here are the answers. Number 9 is 3/0, therefore it's undefined. These 3 dots mean therefore. If I have a 0 in the numerator, like on number 10, I get 0 over 16, so my answer is going to be 0. Careful not to mix those up. 11, the answer is 7/4. 13, the answer is 41/64. 15, the answer is 174. Now I'll go in and fill in all the solutions. So if you missed any of those and you want to see all the steps, or you're just interested in seeing how it maps out, again, your answers should be exactly the same as mine, but the way you get there can vary, and you may kind of do steps just a little bit differently. You might combine some things here and there. As long as you're following the correct order of operations and you're consistently correct, and not like breaking the rules of math and it's just a fluke thing. But if you're correct all the time and you streamline things a little bit, there should be definitely something to show other than a list of answers when you're being graded. Also, you want to be able to reference back to your own notes. Okay, so here's the last bit of the solutions. Number 9. You can pause the video and match them up. Number 10. Number 11. Number 13. And number 15. All right, that's it for this worksheet. Have a great day.